Hey there, CGMS students. A quick review of how to solve multi-step equations with variables on both sides. Quick pro tip. Anytime you're looking at an equation and you see minus sign, I would highly recommend to change that to adding the opposite. So in this case, plus a negative, because that way you won't confuse yourself with negatives and minus signs. So when we're taking a look at this equation, remember the goal is to try and get all the variables to one side, isolate the variable so we can solve for x. So when I'm taking a look at this, that's our very first step. Let's move the variables to one side. Doesn't matter what side you pick, just in this case I see a negative 4x. What's the opposite of negative 4x? A positive 4x, right? So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. Right? Once I do that, 3x plus 4x, that gives me 7x. Drop down here plus 4, drop down that equal sign, drop down that negative 3. Make sure you keep track of that negative sign. All right? Now, hopefully you notice it's our good old friend, a two-step equation. And you guys are pros at this, right? You go ahead, you draw your scales of justice. You say, okay, I got my variable over here on the left-hand side, so that means I want to move my constant, the number not attached to the variable, over to the right-hand side. What's the opposite of adding 4? Okay, you could say minus 4 to both sides, but when I do that, negative 3 minus 4, that could get a little tricky. So instead of saying minus 4, just say plus a negative 4, right? Plus a negative 4. Subtracting 4 and adding negative 4 are the same exact thing. So we say, drop down 7x here, 4 plus negative 4, that's 0, equals negative 3 plus negative 4. Remember that is a SSAK, same signs, add and keep the sign. So 3 plus 4, 7, keep that sign, negative 7. Now you're in your last step of a two-step equation. 7 times some number is equal to negative 7. What's the opposite of multiplication? Well, we divide. So divide by 7, divide by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 1 times x is just x. So x is equal to, and negative 7 divided by 7, remember this is a DSN, different signs negative. So we have different signs, so my answer is going to be negative 1, right? You could easily check if this is the right answer by going back up here and plugging in. So 3 parentheses negative 1 plus 4, is that equal to negative 4 parentheses negative 1 plus negative 3? Well, on this side, I get negative 3 plus 4, which is equal to 1. And on this side, I get 4 plus negative 3, which is equal to 1. That's a true statement. 1 is equal to 1, right? So that is the easy way to remember how to solve a multi-step equation. Move the variables to one side. I like working left to right. Then solve your two-step equation. I'm going to do another problem, but this time I will not talk. I will just simply show you how to do it. See if you can pick up on the pattern. All right, as easy as pie.